I stole a random guy's hoodie at a party. And now he won't stop trying to find me. So, a few weeks ago I went to a massive house party with my best friend. It was one of those wild, too many people, too much alcohol, someone is definitely gonna get arrested type of nights. Now, I wasn't planning on staying long. Just a few drinks, a little dancing, and then home. But then, got cold. And instead of, suffering like a normal person, I decided to do what any inebriated, slightly unhinged girl would do. I stole a hoodie. Now, let me be clear. I didn't even know whose hoodie it was. I just saw it sitting on a couch, all warm and inviting, and my drunk brain was like, finders keepers, bitte. Asterisk. So, I grabbed it, threw it on, and immediately felt like the coziest bee asterisk tch alive. At some point my best friend asked, "Whose hoodie is that?" And instead of giving a rational answer, I just shrugged and said, "The universe gave it to me." Listen, I was wasted. The next day, I wake up hungover as hell, still wearing the hoodie. And that's when I noticed two things. Keycap 1, this hoodie smells incredible. Like fresh laundry, expensive cologne, and a little bit of bad decisions. Keycap 2, it is way too nice to be left at a party. Like this was not some random Walmart hoodie. This Jasterisk tee was high quality, designer, probably cost more than my rent. And that's when my phone started blowing up. Apparently, some dude at the party was looking for his hoodie. Like desperately. Texting people. Posting in group chats. Going full FBI mode. "Hey, did anyone see who took my hoodie last night? It's really important. Yo, if you have my hoodie, please give it back. No questions asked. Bro. It's just AF asterisk king hoodie." At this point, I knew I had two choices. Keycap 1, be a decent person and return the hoodie. Keycap 2, keep it forever and become a wanted criminal. So naturally, kept it. Because listen, this hoodie was too good. And if this dude was dumb enough to leave it unattended, that's on him. Right. A few days later, I was at a coffee shop when this random hot guy walked in. Messy hair. Looked like he had a trust fund but also deep emotional trauma. And guess what he was wearing? A hoodie that looked suspiciously like the one I stole. First, I didn't think much of it. Until he saw me. And his eyes locked onto my hoodie. Bro. He knew. F asterisk king. Knew. He walked right up to me, leaned in slightly, and went, "Nice hoodie." I have never known fear like that moment. Now, any sane person would have just come clean right then and there. Me. Panic. Me. "Oh, thanks. It's, my brother's." Him. "Yeah. What's his name?" Me. Mark. For the record, I do not have a brother. Named Mark or otherwise. And this dude. He just smirked. Like he knew I was lying. Cool. Well, if you ever see Mark, tell him I'd love my hoodie back. And then he just walked away. But bro. The way he looked back over his shoulder? Like he knew this wasn't over. So now I am still in possession of this dude's hoodie. Too deep in my own lies to return it. Convinced I am in a psychological war with a man I don't even know. And the worst part, I think he's enjoying this. 'Cause now, keep seeing him everywhere. Coffee shops, the gym, once at the grocery store. And every time he just smirks at me like, "You know what you did." I am terrified and kind of turned on. What the F asterisk CK do I do now? My best friend got a boyfriend. And now I have a crush on him too. I'm sitting here, losing my F asterisk king mind because I accidentally fell for her boyfriend. So my best friend, let's call her Emily, has been single for forever. She's always been the chronically single one in our group. Cute, smart, funny. But for some reason never found a guy who wasn't absolute trash. Till now. One day she texts me, "Emily. Betisich, I met someone. And he's perfect. Asterisk. Me. No man is perfect. Spill." He sends me his photo. And bro, I felt my stomach drop. 'Cause he was hot. Not just cute hot. Not just good for her hot. Well, this man could ruin my life with one smirk hot. I ignored the feeling. It's fine, I told myself. He's just some dude. I won't even like him in person. It was F***king. Fast forward a few weeks. Emily invites me out to finally meet him. Let's call him Ryan. I show up, expecting to feel nothing. And then, he opens his mouth. And my brain just melts. Because not only is he stupidly attractive, he's also hilarious, actually smart, weird in the exact same way I am, effortlessly charming. And the worst part, we clicked immediately. Like the kind of banter that's so natural it feels like we've known each other forever. And Emily, she was just sitting there, smiling like an idiot, so happy she found such a great guy. Meanwhile, I was trying not to die inside. After that night, got worse. Every time we all hung out, I felt it. The tension, the chemistry, the eye contact that lasted a little too long. First, I thought I was just imagining things. Until Emily hit me with, Ryan says you're like his favorite person to talk to besides me. Bro, what am I supposed to do with that information? At this point, I was spiraling. Every time Emily talked about how happy she was, how much she liked him, how she finally found the one, I wanted to throw myself into the ocean. 'Cause I liked him too. And I couldn't tell a soul. So one night Emily invited me over for movie night. Ryan was there, obviously. At some point she got up to grab snacks, leaving us alone for like 5 minutes. And in those 5 minutes, I swear to God I felt something shift. He looked at me, really looked at me. And then he said, I feel like you get me in a way most people don't. Excuse me. I laughed it off, acted like it was nothing. But inside, I was screaming. And the worst part, think he knows. Think he feels it too. But neither of us can say a damn thing. So now I have 2 options. Keycap 1, bury my feelings and suffer in silence. Like a good friend. Keycap 2, tell Emily and risk ruining our friendship and her relationship. The problem, I have no idea how long I can keep pretending. And Ryan, I swear to God he keeps looking at me like he's thinking the exact same thing. I am so F***ed.
I found a hidden camera in my hotel room, and instead of calling the cops, I put on a show. All right, so before you judge me, just know, I know this was not the normal reaction. Most people, they find a hidden camera in their hotel room. They freak the F***ck out, call the cops, sue the hotel, and get a lifetime supply of free stays. Me? I made it the best night of my F***king life. Let's rewind. So, I was staying in the sketchy-ass hotel for a weekend trip. You know the type. Weird carpet stains that might be blood, might be wine, might be both. Front desk, guy looks like he's been in 5 crime documentaries. The kind of place where you check the bed for hidden corpses before unpacking. I had a bad feeling the moment I walked in, but I was too broke for a better hotel. So, I do my usual paranoid check because my toxic trait is assuming I'm always being watched. And guess what? I was right. Behind the air vent, tiny F***king camera. At first, my brain was like, oh, SH**T, I should call the cops. But then, I started thinking, who the FCK is watching this? And how do I make them regret it? Asterisk. Instead of panicking, I sat on the bed, stared dead into the camera, and said, oh, you have asterisk head with the wrong one today. Because, listen, if someone is going to violate my privacy, I'm making them suffer. So, I did what any unhinged person would do. I put on a goddamn show. I started slow, dramatic monologues, pretending I was in a soap opera, looking directly into the camera, whispering, how could you do this to me, Antonio? Weird cryptic SH*T, staring at a lens and muttering, the walls are bleeding again. Creepy horror movie energy, crawling on the floor, whispering, I see you too. Straight up freaky SH*T, walking around in full tinfoil armor, holding a fork like it is a sacred weapon, whispering, I must prepare for the ritual. And then, I took it a step further. I grabbed my laptop, pulled up a live feed of another hotel camera, because the internet is a terrifying place, and positioned it in front of my own hidden camera. So now, the peeping Tom was watching me, watching someone else. A surveillance inception. And then, just to make it even worse, I started taking notes. Like I was studying them. Like I knew exactly who they were. I made sure to mouth random names. Oh, Mark will love this footage. Send this straight to headquarters. The operation is working. Bro, I wanted them to think I was watching them back. I don't know who was on the other side of that camera. But after about 20 minutes of my absolute bulls asterisk it, the camera turned off. Like, it F asterisk king powered down. Which means someone was watching me in real time and decided, nah, F asterisk CK this. And honestly, that was all I needed. I slept like a baby that night, knowing that some pervert was out there questioning every life choice they had ever made. So yeah, most people would have called the cops. Me? I psychologically tortured a voyeur until they shut off their own F asterisk king camera. And honestly, I'd do it again. I thought I was scamming someone, but they were scamming me too. I am not a scammer. Not a real one. Anyway, but one day I thought I could be. Just a little. Just for fun. Just to see if I could pull it off. I'm caught in a game I don't understand, and I think I'm the one getting played. So, a few months ago, I was broke as hell. Like, counting pennies at the gas station broke. One night, while drowning in self-pity and ramen noodles, I came across a post in a dark corner of the internet. Some dude looking for a virtual companion. Translation? A sugar baby. Now, I had no intention of actually doing anything. I just figured, what if I mess with him? See how much money I can get without ever meeting him? A little harmless scamming. So I sent a message. Me? Hey, babe. I'd love to talk, but my phone bill is due soon. Pleading face. Him. How much do you need? Bro, it was that easy. Within minutes, he sent me $100. At this point, I'm thinking, this guy is an idiot. I can milk this for weeks. I was so F asterisk king wrong. At first, everything was great. He sent money. I sent the occasional flirty text. I never gave him my real name, number, or anything traceable. I was winning until weird SH asterisk T started happening. Like one day, I woke up to a message from him that said, "Sleep well? You look peaceful." Excuse me. I had never sent him a picture of me sleeping. I had never sent any personal pictures. So how the F asterisk? CK, did he know what I looked like? I tried to play it off, laughing it off in text. But then, he started calling me by my real name, a name I never told him. And suddenly I realized I wasn't the scammer. I was the target. At this point, I should have blocked him. But instead, I did the dumbest possible thing. I kept talking to him. Because I needed to know how deep this SH asterisk T went. Me? How do you know my name? Him? Oh, sweetie, I know a lot more than that. Bro, what? The F asterisk CK. I started checking my social media, my email, my accounts. Nothing looked hacked. But I knew this dude had something on me. And then he sent me a picture of my house, taken from outside. Recently, I almost threw up. I finally snapped. Me? What do you want? Him? The same thing you wanted from me. Control. And that's when it hit me. This mother of asterisk cur had been playing me the whole time. While I thought I was scamming him for money, he was getting into my life, watching me, learning about me. For what? I had no F asterisk king clue. But I knew one thing. I needed to get out. I blocked him, deleted everything. Went full paranoid mode. For a few days, silence. Then, a package arrived at my door. No name, no return address. Inside, a single note that said, "We're even now. Don't try that SH asterisk T again." I have never been more scared in my life. So, yeah, I thought I was running a scam. Turns out, I got played harder than I ever could have imagined. To this day, I have no idea who he really was. No idea how he found me. And no idea what he meant by "we're even now." But I do know one thing. I will never F asterisk CK with strangers on the internet again. I accidentally joined a cult, and now I'm their new leader. I was just trying to get some free snacks and maybe laugh at some weirdos. And now, I have dozens of devoted followers, a weirdly large bank account, and people calling me the chosen one. So, a few months ago, I was in a serious life slump. My job sucked. My dating life was worse than a dumpster fire. I was bored as hell and low-key having an existential crisis. That's when my best friend, let's call her Mia, sent me a link to some self-discovery retreat. Mia, LML, look at this cult YSH*T. We should go for fun. Me, being a dumbass, bet. So we signed up. It was supposed to be a weekend thing. Some meditation, some yoga, a few spiritual enlightenment speeches. We figured it would be harmless. We were so wrong. As soon as we arrived, I knew something was off. Everyone was too happy. There were no phones allowed. They made us wear matching white robes. And the leader looked like he was one bad day away from starting a cult-based murder spree. His name was Master Orion, bro, seriously? And he had big cult leader energy. The way he spoke, way too calm. The way people bowed when he walked by, disturbing. But me? I was still in, haha, this is so stupid mode. That is, until they took an interest in me. So on the second day, we had this cleansing ritual. Everyone had to sit in a circle while Master Orion God, I hate that name, asked deep, emotional questions. People started crying, talking about their childhood traumas, past lives, universal energy SH*T. And then he looked at me, Master Orion, and what about you, my child? What pain do you carry? Now, I don't do public vulnerability. So, naturally, I decided to be a sarcastic little SH*T. Me, just capitalism and my crippling student debt. People gasped. Master Orion nodded. Then EF* King said, she sees the world for what it truly is. And suddenly, everyone was staring at me like I was Jesus himself. Bro, from that moment on, the cultists, spiritual seekers, became obsessed with me. People started quoting me like I was some kind of philosopher. They offered to cook for me, clean for me, even give me their money. One girl literally whispered, I knew you were special. And the worst part? Master Orion looked nervous, like he realized his cult was suddenly MY cult. And that's when SH*T got crazy. One night, I wake up to Mia shaking me. Dude, Orion is gone. I look outside. The dude just King left. No goodbye. No announcement. Just gone. And now, the cult, my cult, apparently, was looking to me for leadership. What do we do now, chosen one? One of them asked. Bro, I am not chosen. I am just a dumbass who came here for free snacks. But instead of telling them that, I panicked. And, like an idiot, I said, we carry on? And that is how I became the new leader of AF* King cult. So now, I'm stuck in the weirdest situation of my life. People are donating their savings to me. I haven't paid for a single meal in months. I accidentally started a revolution against the system. And the worst part? I kind of like it. Do I leave and risk disappointing my followers? Do I fully lean into this and start my own religion? Do I try to find Orion and punch him for abandoning me with this mess? I have no F** King idea. I joined a cult as a joke, and now I'm in charge. And I think I might actually be too powerful.
I went to a sugar daddy meetup as a joke. And now I have 3 fighting over me. I wasn't trying to become some sugar baby mastermind. I wasn't out here plotting to have multiple rich old men fighting for my attention. I literally went for the memes. And now, I have 3 sugar daddies, they all think I'm the one. And I have absolutely no idea how to escape. So my best friend, let's call her Jenna, is the queen of chaotic ideas. One day we were drinking wine, scrolling through Instagram when she said, what if we went to one of those sugar daddy events? Just to see if it's real. Now listen, most people would laugh, say, haha, funny idea, and move on. But me, I have a bad habit of saying yes to such *T that should definitely be a hard no. So we did it. We found a real-life sugar daddy mixer. You know, one of those fancy networking events where rich old men meet hot young women and pretend like they're not all here for the same reason. And I walked in thinking this would be a harmless joke. I was a fool. As soon as we walked in, I realized, holy asterisk T, these men are rich. Like Rolex wearing, private jet flying. I own 5 yachts level rich. And before I could even figure out where to get free champagne, a man, let's call him Richard, locked eyes with me. Richard was textbook CEO energy. Mid-50s, salt and pepper hair. Expensive suit that probably cost more than my rent for a year. He walked straight up to me and said, "You have a captivating presence. Bro, nobody talks like that in real life." And me, being both broke and dangerously curious, I played along. He asked me about my life, my dreams, said he admired my ambition, and then he offered to take me shopping. And just like that, I had my first sugar daddy. Now, a normal person would have stopped there. But no, I was on a goddamn roll. Not even 20 minutes after securing Richard's attention, I turned around and met Daniel. Daniel was not old. He was in his late 30s, built like a Greek god, and apparently used to be a pro athlete before retiring with millions in the bank. And guess what? He was competitive as F***. So when he saw Richard talking to me, suddenly he wanted me too. "You're too young to be wasting your time with these old guys," he said, handing me a glass of champagne. And before I knew it, I had 2 men competing for my attention. At this point, Jenna was on the other side of the room, crying, laughing. Because I came in as a joke, and now I was living out a real-life bachelorette situation. No, I should have left. I should have cashed out at 2 and gone home. But then I met him. Let's call him Victor. Victor was different, quiet, mysterious, dangerous. While Richard was charming and Daniel was competitive, Victor was intense. The type of man who looks at you like he knows every bad decision you've ever made. And he didn't compete like the other 2. Well, he just leaned in and said, "Come here." And like a dumbass I did. I don't know what kind of witchcraft this man had, but suddenly I had 3 sugar daddies, all determined to claim me as their own. First was fun. Richard took me on ridiculously expensive shopping sprees. Daniel flew me out to Cabo for the weekend. Victor would just send me stacks of cash, no questions asked. I was thriving. They found out about each other. And that's when such *T hit the fan. Started small. Richard made a snarky comment about gold diggers on Instagram. Daniel called me out in a text, saying he wasn't here to play games. And Victor just sent me one text. "I don't share. F***king. God." Next thing I know, these 3 rich, powerful men are full-on fighting over me. Richard called me his exclusive arrangement, and said he'd drop me if I wasn't serious. Daniel showed up at my apartment with flowers, trying to make sure he was winning. Victor, I don't even know what he's planning, but I'm 90% sure he's capable of murder. Now I'm sitting here staring at my bank account, which is way too full for someone who doesn't have a real job, and thinking, how the F***ck do I get out of this? So now I have 3 options. Keycap 1, cut them all off and escape with my soul intact. But also, say goodbye to free money. Keycap 2, pick one and risk pissing off the other 2. And possibly causing an actual financial war. Keycap 3, keep playing the game and pray I don't get kidnapped. All I know is, I went to a sugar daddy meetup for a joke. And now I have 3 of them fighting over me. And honestly, I have no F***king clue how to get out alive. My boyfriend dared me to cheat on him. So I did. Now he's even more obsessed with me. Alright, so let me just say up front, I did not plan on cheating. I'm not that girl. I was loyal. I was committed. I was happy. But my boyfriend, let's call him Ethan, had this weird obsession with the idea of me being with another guy. And when I say obsession, I mean he would not shut the F***ck up about it. He'd joke about it. He'd ask me what kind of guy I'd sleep with if I had to cheat. He'd bring it up at the most random F***king times. Like I'd be eating cereal, minding my own damn business, and he'd go, "Babe, what if you ket another guy? Like just once. Just to see what it's like." Bro. I was just trying to eat my King Cheerios. First I thought he was just insecure. Like maybe he wanted reassurance or something. But no. The more I ignored it, the more he pushed. And then, he dared me. One night we were drinking and out of nowhere he goes, "I bet you wouldn't even have the guts to cheat on me." Excuse me. Excuse me. I laughed it off. Said something like, "Why the *CK would I do that?" But he just smirked and went, "Because you can. Because I kind of want you to." At this point my brain was short-circuiting. Like what kind of man challenges his own girlfriend to cheat? So I told him straight up, "If I do it, you can't be mad." And this psycho. He looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Do it." So I did. Not immediately, not recklessly, but a few weeks later, an opportunity presented itself. I went out with my girls, got a little too drunk, and met this ridiculously hot stranger. Tall, built, exactly the type Ethan used to joke about. And instead of doing what I normally would, I laugh, flirt a little, and then go home to my boyfriend, I thought, FCK it. He wanted this. So one thing led to another and well, I did the thing. The guilt. 0. You ever get cheated on and just know it was out of spite? Yeah, that was me. But I figured that was it. It was done. Now I just had to tell Ethan and wait for the fallout. Except that's not what happened. When I got home the next day, I sat Ethan down and said, "So, I did it." I expected rage, tears, maybe even a breakup. Instead, his eyes went wide and then, King smiled. Not just smiled, grinned. Like he won the lottery. Holy-ish T, tell me everything. Bro, what? He was excited. Like full-on fascinated. Asking way too many details. And when I asked him why the hell he was reacting like this, he just shrugged and said, "I don't know. It just makes me want you even more." So now, he's more obsessed with me than ever. Our sex life. King wild now. He treats me better, compliments me more, acts like I'm some untouchable goddess. And the worst part, I think he wants me to do it again. So now I have a choice. Never do it again and pretend this never happened. Do it again and see how far he lets this go. Figure out if my boyfriend is secretly a full-blown cuckold. All I know is, I cheated on my boyfriend and instead of leaving me, he loves me more than ever. And honestly, I have no King clue what to do with that information.